Phoenix as the championship track moving forward. Spot on, spot off. Brett.
I got to say spot off here. I mean, when I look at the 5 races that we've run this season in the Xfinity and the Cup Series, I hate to say this because it wasn't a bad Phoenix race, but it still ranks last in terms of entertainment and the ability to actually go out there and race hard, race side by side, and put on a great show. Track position was still king. And man, I have to say that Chase Elliott, I don't know what in the hell he did between Phoenix at the last race of the year and the 4 races in between, but he could have lapped the field the last time we were there. And then yesterday, he ran, top 7 probably. I know one time he had a decent run, but after he got up there in the top 3 or 4, everybody drove right by him. So there's just not enough drama there, man. Give me Bristol. Give me Martinsville. I mean, give me Vegas after this race we just saw in Vegas, right? So I think if I'm NASCAR, I'm watching these races very closely in the first half of this year, and that's how I pick my championship race in 2022.
TJ.
Man, it's hard to – not that it's growing on me, but that I thought that was a solid race. The only thing that makes the championship race last year for the Xfinity race was off the charts good at the end of the race. Truck race, off the charts. You know why those? Because they had the green-white checker at the end. It's hard to go off just a green-white checker, but that's what made those races really exciting. Bunch everybody up, and hey, here you go. You guys were all right here. Go get it. And it just, I don't know, it's hard for me to keep, wanting to go back to a place like that. I know we're fast there, and I like our odds, but I like, man, Homestead just to me is the perfect racetrack. It's the perfect place. I know you like moving around, but it's the perfect scene. You got the Miami, you're in a warm climate. It's just, a great racetrack. To me, I love Homestead.
In my opinion, you can't go to a single lane racetrack for your championship race. And that track yesterday was super lane dependent. No matter how good the racing was, and or better than previous races there, it's still a single lane dependent racetrack. And like you said, okay, yeah, sign me up. If you want to tell me there's going to be a comp caution with 3 to go every year, okay, that's fine, because miraculously every year the last race, the final 4 run top 4 all race for some reason. So you got your top 4 championship guys there. Let them go wreck each other on a green-white checker. That's the only reason, like you said, why the truck race was so great there last year and the Xfinity race was so great there last year. The Cup race, Chase was checking out, gone, race over. I think
the other thing too, Freddie, you got to realize is, and this is probably worth talking about, next year is a brand new car. We don't know how it's going to race. And of all the tracks that we go to, Phoenix is, like you said, they initially built Phoenix for Indy cars. They didn't build them for stock cars. Now, they made some changes to it to help the racing for stock cars. But when you look at a brand new car with that style of racetrack, I'd be worried if I were NASCAR about the entertainment value of that. I would certainly look to those places where we know it's going to be high energy. That's obviously the plate races. That's Bristol. It's Martinsville. It's Richmond. It's Homestead, to TJ's point. I think that has to be a part of the thought process is we've got a brand new car. Which track is our best track no matter what car we've had in the past, and go with that.
Yeah, because we've seen how many different packages now at Phoenix, and it's no passing or really hard to pass. This package, the last 5 packages, it's the same. So it's just the way that place is. It's a similar. You talk about being built for Indy cars. That's why Indianapolis Motor Speedway doesn't work for us, because it's built for Indy cars. It's a single lane racetrack. You can't move around. Just like you don't see a lot of side by side racing in Indy car ever, because they can't do it.
We go to New Hampshire, man, and those modifieds put on a hell of a race. And you put the Cup cars out there, they look very similar to what they look like at Phoenix.
Both
look
of them
very
draft,
similar to what
too.
they look like at Indy.
Even
though at Indy they're running 80 miles an hour faster, it's still not a good freaking race. We can't do it. That's why we're switching to the road course. So if I'm NASCAR, I'm sitting in that room and I'm going, which racetracks are our most exciting? That's the list that I'm going to work off of to keep narrowing it down and get to where I want to end the season.
At some point, whether it's before me and Freddie are retired or not, but I can see it going to Daytona.
I think that's your most. If you want fans on the edge of their seat, determine the champion. that's where you want to go. Obviously, I'm a little bit more of a purist, and I would absolutely hate
Can we not
that.
talk about the end of the Daytona race? Can we just move to the next
I
subject?
mean, they will
What happened
literally
to you?
all wreck before, all four cars.
Like, what do you do? Like, okay, you're at Daytona now. What do you do if your 4 guys are in the big one? Whoever, you can't come out of the garage anymore, so whoever was running higher the lap before that is your champion. Like,
But that could happen at Phoenix. That could happen.
I mean,
That could happen anywhere.
The odds of it are a lot
Obviously,
higher
yeah.
at
at
Daytona.
a super speedway, yeah.
But
Here's the deal: don't try 4 wide moves and stuff.
here's your deal: go to Martinsville. Martinsville, I think, would be the ideal last race, because even Bristol's a great race, obviously, but even Bristol can get to be hard to pass, one lane, kind of a little bit. I think Martinsville, if you're better than the guy in front of you, you can get around him, or you can move him.
It's
Bristol's
slow enough
even
you can
hard
have
to move.
contact.
Yeah, you could I think Martinsville. If you're Homestead is ideal for me. It's always been ideal for me. You can run anywhere on the racetrack. Some guys can make grooves work that other guys can't. To compensate for their car, maybe. I think Homestead is the top choice if you want to go 1.5 mile racing. That's where we got to be. But if you want the best product package wise, let's go to Martinsville and close the year out on a short track. Let somebody go in the corner and boot the guy out of the way like TJ did to Port Martin a couple years ago. And
I don't know what you're talking
and
about.
win the race. So, I mean, if that's what you're going to do, but you're going to have a hard time selling me on Phoenix as our best option.
Hey, what's up, guys? Now that I'm rolling with Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan, I'm going to need a bigger house. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to OfferPad.com and sell my house and get a new one. You need to do the same immediately. OfferPad. Move freely.